Hello and welcome. It is 9:02 p.m. Eastern Time, the date of January the 8th, 2021 Eastern Time. My name is Derek, and this is the Money Charts channel. All bets, trades, and of the like within each's own risk and their own reward. And what a very interesting down day in silver as prices decline that of 9 2/3%, down to 24 2/3. It was almost at 28 not that long ago, as it managed to get above this resistance high on that of December the 17th. And then more importantly, this January 4th some odd rally, most certainly an amazing setup gone awry, gone down. And oftentimes from failed moves, even failed setups can create decisive fast moves and clear to the opposite direction. So what does this really mean when I take a look at this? Well, again, back to where we firmly came from, close to the Fibonacci level, probably going to at least come down there, if not even to the 3 times hit area, piercing below 23. After all, it is a decent sized failed break, and I would expect it to do so now after seeing such. What else does this mean? Weekly chart. Okay. And there's breaking it above the highs like this. Failed breakout, possibly. But this doesn't mean, it's still got to fail this 18 lows. And if you start to see that it's coming down here, do I say it's going to be bearish and going further? Well, if it comes straight down, I don't know. It's going to be tough because I've used like weak resistance, and I got to be like strong resistance, support, and all that. I'm definitely not going to call it strong support because of this failed breakout in here. But I wouldn't be surprised if there was a little bit of some in there. And you always got to be leery on if there's going to be, whenever, big silver moves are going to come the upside. I know it's just a matter of time and when's that they happen. And it wouldn't be a surprise if there's failed moves before. The bigger the move, the bigger the failed move. So it would be, this was a big move, down 9%, 8% today. So if we have like 20, 30, 40%, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me when we have a 20, 30, 40% up move that we might have a 9, 8% failed move beforehand to come into play. So even though I'm going to be talking very short-term bearish upon this, and I am, then you still got to look at the fact that that doesn't mean that the seller or buyers have lost control, especially again when the 18 on the weekly is still in line very nicely. And as amongst the monthly term time frame, it's still in the breakout stage as well. But when you see it come up like this, come back down to the 18 highs as it does accordingly, then break it with a nice move with a lower high rally. If it fails the previous low support, as the numbers I mentioned, as it does. All it might just be is just come back to where you come from, like 19 or so on the 18 lows in here, pierce below. Not showing, can't show the quarterly, but it pretty much hit the 18 lows there as well. And that would be... that would just be something that could easily come in within the game. But as myself, what I'm cheering for, markets will always do what they do. I'm wanting to unload some cryptos into precious metals. And I would rather do it with a price at $20 or $22 US an ounce than at 24 or 28 or 36. I totally believe anything under $100 is a huge deal. And it has been... ever since I've been studying silver, because it wasn't a great deal back in here. But the reason why I'm saying that is because eventually price action is going to break above the resistance, like we are seeing in Bitcoin, how it's breaking above the $20,000 high that it had. And oh boy, it's going to go when it goes. So as it breaks resistance, when that time comes, the levels that it will break out at is surety. It'll have to get north of 50. So a little north of 50 is 60. Okay, 60, 65. That's the type of levels you're like, okay, yeah, this is a clear-cut statement of a break of major resistance. Sort of like when Bitcoin was at like 24, 25, 26. A clear-cut statement where you can notice, barely noticeably above a break on this. Where you see it like on here, that would just be noticeably above this high. And then that would be so I've learned from the early days that one way to beat the market or get one strategy at least is when you break a major key level, then you're obviously going to go a major leg higher. So you want to get the early stages of that leg higher. And if you're in the point where you think, oh, it's going to go way up here, and even I think much, much, much higher, then obviously when you go up towards this point, this is like the early stages, so under 100 as I'm mentioning. But if it's like 55 or 54, that's not a clear cut. That's just a retest and pierce extra of the high. So that's why I like that number like 60, 65. And at some point, you have to go to a certain level of nicely above it before you clearly can state, yeah, that's a clear break. And then at what point going too high is it like, okay, you know what? Obviously the deals mathematically are easily to notice not as good because I'm buying half as much at 130 than I was at 65. But even then, so the target level is going to be the exact same. If it's going to go to 300, 400, whatever it is. So, and then it goes to the point where great buy. Oh, pretty good buy. Pretty good. Yeah, I can buy it. Oh, yeah, neutral. Pretty good sell. Oh, amazing sell. Spectacular sell. So that's the level of, that's basically how I'd be looking at it from that point. And that's why I say anything under 100 is a great deal. With that being said, it's not like, oh yeah, I'm going to go and buy it for $80 today. No. I'm going to play the market as the real physical tangible market is. I know it's $24 and change for silver. I hope I do buy this weekend, but it's going to be crypto dependent on if I do. For myself, if I see LITECOIN prices going north of $200 US, then I work into phase one, stage one, buy one of the crypto bull market move buy, which would be a very small buy for me. It would still be a decent size given how much my crypto portfolios went up. But as far as how I'm planning on buying in the future, and again, if they can keep this price below 100, which I'm not going to say is guaranteed because it's not, highly probable, yeah. But it'd be really, really nice if it was really, really cheap and I could be buying these prices because I've used the thing again by putting something in a safe for 5 or 10 or whatever long period of time in years, 5 years, 10 years. I could throw all my silver ounces and silver coins, bars, rounds in a safe. And I open it up 5, 10 years later, they'll still be there. Same thing with the gold. I could put fiat currency in there, paper rectangles, $100 notes. Why not? They'll still be there. I could fund up some cryptocurrencies, get the private keys and Trezor type wallets, put them in there, and they'll still be there as well. But only one of those things, precious metals points, do I believe 5 years, 10 years from now, I'm going to be damn confident will still have value. Because fiat currencies could be worth nothing. And it could be worth like 50%, half its value. It could be worth 10% its value. It could be worth 80%. Is it going to be worth twice or 4 times more? I mean, you talk about, product day. Remember it was $20, then it's 30, then it's 50, then it's 80. Remember you bought lunch for $2 and $4 and $8. Now you go to McDonald's or whatnot, and a value meal is twice the price, then 3 times after. Like from the 70s, it used to be this much for a hamburger and stuff. Well, why don't we say, remember it used to be like $9 for a hamburger, then it was 8, then it was 7, then it was 5, then it was 4, then it was 2, then it was 1. And everything else you can say in the same line. Yeah, remember when you could buy a car for $50,000, then it was $20,000, then $10,000. Good thing a car's only $80 today. Well, it's not that the cars are losing value, it's your fiat debt, no currencies are majorly increasing in value. Hell no, we're not going to say that. I mean, I'm totally I can't even go any further with that joke because that's all that would be is a monstrous joke. So the currencies are going to lose value. Question is how much? It could be possible. I could put gold and silver in a safe and it loses value. I put gold and silver, so many ounces in the safe in 2011 when silver was $40 or $30. Gold was like 16, 18 or whatever number it might have been. And then 6, 7 years go by, open up the safe. Well, the gold and silver was there, but the prices were much, much lower. Now, it still had value at that time. Like losing major significant value is what I'm talking about. So in the major horrible situations, that means, today maybe you can buy a decent sized fast food meal for around, we'll say 10 Canadian dollars, about maybe 8 American. I don't know what the prices are in the States. I don't go there. But in the Canada, you can pretty much pick up a standard meal for $10. What happens if it's $80 or $400 for a standard meal? $30, $60. That would be now getting into losing monstrous value. If it's $13, $14, yeah, you're losing a little bit of value on it when you have the fiat currencies in there. Of course, cryptocurrencies, I could have, say, 10 grand on a cryptocurrency. value. And it could be, or even let's even put it this way. I could have enough cryptocurrencies to buy 10 ounces of gold right now. And in 10 years from now, maybe I get 100 or 1,000 ounces of gold. Maybe I might get a gram. And might. So, and extremely volatile for what the results on cryptos would be. So huge to the up and down side. Very high risk, very high reward. To me, I just think precious metals is smart, simple, easy, safe. Smart. Literally. Smart. That's my opinion. Thank you for tuning in.